Hey there, welcome to Sumit Academy. I do hope that you are benefiting from my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss out on my previous or future videos. This is the 6th edition of the series on current affairs, news you can use. In this video, we shall first analyze the news about Fitch Ratings revising India's sovereign rating from stable to negative. Next, the government using bulk call data records to keep a track of citizens. And thirdly, India's first report on climate change. In the first analysis, Fitch Ratings has revised the outlook on India's long-term foreign currency issuer default rating (IDR) to negative from stable and affirmed the rating at BBB-. Fitch expected economic activity to contract by 5% in the financial year 21, before rebounding by 9.5% in financial year 22. Moody's had earlier downgraded India's sovereign rating to the lowest investment grade earlier in June 2020. Do see my earlier video on India's sovereign rating. Factors that could individually or collectively lead to negative rating action or downgrade include a structurally weaker real GDP growth outlook due to continued financial sector weakness or reform implementation that is lacking and failure to reduce the fiscal deficit after the pandemic recedes, and to put the general government debt or the GDP ratio on a downward trajectory. Factors that could individually or collectively lead to positive rating action or an upgrade include implementation of a credible strategy to reduce general government debt after the pandemic that would put it on a path towards the BBB peer median and higher sustained investment and growth rates in the medium term without the creation of macroeconomic imbalances, such as from successful structural reform implementation and a healthier financial sector. Our second news which will be analyzed is about the government's reasons behind seeking bulk call data records or CDR. In its RTI queries, the Internet Freedom Foundation asked over 12 local units of the Department of Telecommunications and the Department of Telecommunication headquarters for details pertaining to CDR requests made between December 2019 and February 2020. Requests for bulk call data records by the central government, which it said were being made with an aim to address issues pertaining to poor quality of services, have also been made for reasons beyond fixing the call drop issue. In response to the RTI queries filed by the Internet Freedom Foundation, several local units of the Department of Telecommunications have agreed that the official purpose for seeking CDR details from telecom operators included checking for any illegal telecom setups, detecting numbers involved in grey market telecom activities, and analyzing data of incoming international long distance calls having improper caller line identification. None of the responses mention the call drop issue as a reason for requisitioning the call records. The telecom department is mainly empowered by three legal provisions to seek the CDR details. First is Condition 9 of Chapter 1 of the license agreement, which binds telecom operators to furnish to the licensor, that is the TRAI, on demand in the manner and as per specified timeline such documents, accounts, estimates, returns, reports, or other information in accordance with the rules, orders as may be prescribed or directed from time to time. Second is the condition 39.20 of Chapter 6 of the license agreement, which binds the operator to preserve and provide CDR records of at least 1 year to the licensor for security reasons. Third is Rule 419 of the Indian Telegraph Rules 1951, which states that it shall be lawful for the telegraph authorities to monitor or intercept a message transmitted through telephone for the purpose of verification of any violation of these rules or for the maintenance of equipment. The third news we analyze is that India's first report on climate change has been released. The frequency of heat waves is likely to be 3 to 4 times higher, and the end of the century will see a rise in sea levels by at least 30 centimeters, according to the report, which is called Assessment of Climate Change over the Indian region. The report was compiled by scientists from the Indian Institute of Tropical Meteorology in Pune. It indicates that by the year 2100, the average temperature in the country is projected to rise by 4.4 degrees centigrade. There will also be a spike, an increase in floods in the regions including Gujarat, Kolkata, and Chennai. Climate change will greatly impact India's agricultural output and freshwater resources in the coming years, says the report. The report reveals that local climate change is influenced not only by the increase in greenhouse gases, but also by the increase in air pollution and the local changes in the land use pattern. The report goes on to warn that the rapid changes in India's climate will place increasing stress on the country's natural ecosystems, agricultural output, and fresh water resources, while also causing escalating damage to infrastructure and economy. The report concludes that rising temperatures are also likely to increase energy demand for space cooling, which, if met by thermal power, would lead to global warming by increasing greenhouse gas emissions. Moreover, a rise in water withdrawal by power plants would directly compete with water withdrawal for agriculture and domestic consumption, particularly in water stressed areas. On the other hand, power plants located around the coast that use seawater for cooling are vulnerable to damage from sea level rise, cyclones, and storm surges. In short, climate change could impact the reliability of the country's energy infrastructure and supply. The message is clear. In the absence of rapid, informed, and far reaching mitigation and adaptation measures, the impact of climate change is likely to pose profound challenges to sustaining the country's rapid economic growth and achieving the sustainable development goals. Well, that's all from me in this, the sixth edition of Current Affairs News You Can Use. Do keep a lookout for further editions of the series. I acknowledge with gratitude the news reports in various media publications on the subject. I hope you like this video. Do subscribe to my channel so that you do not miss out on my previous or future videos. And do share this video with your friends on your social media like Facebook. Till later then, cheerio.